Hey, I guess it's a good time to do another Levo review. I got like 2,300 miles on the bike now, and it's almost exactly 1 year I've had it, March 13. So maybe I'll just do a update. People probably want to know how the bike's holding up. Go from head to toe, baby. So, how's the fork holding up? Seems all right. Today I tightened up the headset. Did a little adjustment, pinched it down here. I thought maybe there was some looseness in there, the lower bearing. I'm not sure if that's it, or if it's just looseness in the stanchions here. The bushings could be worn. So it's just a slight amount of play. When you push the bike back and forth with the front brake on, you can feel it. That may well be what it is. I guess the brakes are holding up fine. I've not really done anything other than change the pads, I think twice already. I don't like the Roval wheels. They suck, junk. The original stuff. This is a 2019 Levo. I think the 2020s, they replaced these spokes with a better DT Swiss spoke. The rims are, I don't think they're probably too strong either, but I've discussed in the past how I got really luckily treated by the local bike shop, and they warranted the rear wheel when all the spokes went out on it. So they gave me this DT Swiss 1501 HX1501. Seems to be holding up just fine. I've had to lube the ratchet system in there. The ratchets, it's got the face ratchets instead of 3-pawl PAWL type ratchets, and I like these. They're just way better. At least you can take it apart and re-grease that stuff. And as I've mentioned before, the Butcher Black Diamond tire is what I've been running. It's a nice heavy sidewall. These work great, and the knobs, you can see actually, well, they haven't torn off. This tire is about ready to replace, and this is as bad as it gets. I've not had one actually tear off completely, but they just seem to flex. They go with the flow, and you know, even when I put some force on them, it's working well. Just pushing back, it's flexing, so you're not getting the job done as well. And you know, maybe if it was a bigger block, it'd be better, but they could be more grippy this way. I just changed out the cassette and the chain and the chain ring. For the first time, I just replaced the chain ring, but I've replaced the chain and cassette twice already. Yeah, well, so this is the second time I put a cassette on, and the second time I put a chain on after the original. I haven't had to do anything with the derailleur. The only thing I don't like about the damn derailleur is this B-gap screw right here. I've made a video about that. It tends to loosen up. Well, or I think what it does is it grinds into the adjacent surface that the hard stop is pushing against. And by way of wear, it effectively moves it forward and affects the adjustment sometimes, where I've had the screw back out. So I got a video on that. It's called the SRAM B gap is crap. But I replaced this chain ring with the manufacturer, the crank manufacturer, Praxis. It's a alternating tooth design. It goes like left, right, as opposed to the one that was on there was just alternating along the center line. So the teeth are splayed out and in, out and in, out and in as you go around it. Out, in, just keeps alternating. it doesn't seem like it's quite as thick. I know it's not, so it may not be as stiff, but I think this, I was told this may be what they've shifted to. Seems all right, but I have had some little clunkiness. I don't know if it's because of the jockey wheels, maybe worn. You know, battery's holding up fine, no issues there. Shifter, no problem. And as I've discussed, I got rid of the crappy command post. I'll actuate it right here. So it works fine. Kind of missed it in the shot, but from Bike Yoke, I replaced the crappy command post that had the detents. That I just couldn't stand that thing. You never get it in the spot you wanted it. This is just more like a conventional ones, but it's got the bleeder valve here, so you can let air off if you crack that. You push it down, well, you crack it, push it down, close it, lift it up again. You just do that a couple times, and it lets out any air. I've got videos on that. Go look if you're interested. But pedals, actually this one today, or a couple weeks ago, I noticed there was a little bit of play in it. These are the 1-ups. They're only like $50. And I tried tightening it up a tad. It might have taken some of the play out. It's okay, no problem. They've been beat up pretty good right here. What else can I say? I love having the SWAT tool right here. I use that all the time. It's just nice knowing you don't have to dig in your pack. Again, the brakes they're fine. And I love this front tire. It's the Maxxis Minion DHF 29 by 2.6, 120 TPI threads per inch, 3C Max Terra EXO Plus. So there you go. And TR tubeless ready. But it's also the WT, I guess they call it wide trail. But that tire is great. I've had it on a while now. I'm trying to remember when I put it on. I think it was it. Should have been around, I don't know, without, was it? Maybe it was 1,200 miles when I put it on, but it seems to work better than the standard Butcher for sure. I like these bigger blocks on here, and I've talked about this before. But yeah, the fork, it's probably wearing out. I don't know how much better Fox is. I don't really have any issues with the shock. I'm sure I could have better performance, but I didn't feel like throwing money at it. When this stuff wears out, I'll put better stuff on, is my thought. So there you go. And of course, there's my helmet. That's where I mount my chin mount. It's a Pro Shot. That thing works great on this Bell helmet. I forget the model name, but you can take the chin bar off. And I'm running this mount right here is for the NiteRider 1100 I got, Lumina. It's a good little light. I got 2 of those, so I have a spare, and they're real small, compact. And I mount my 4200 lumen or 44, I think it's 4200 lumen battery on here, and then I just put, when I need it, I put the headlamp up here. Got a video on that. Go check my channel. So that's it for the long-winded. It's a 2019 Specialized Turbo Levo Expert, and I'm glad to hear at least the 2020s they put some little upgrades on there. The price seemed to drop for, like the Comp, it seems a good model. You can get the 700 watt-hour battery. There's no way in hell I'd get this bike without a 700 watt-hour battery. It just gives you so much more range, and you know, it pretty much does what you need it to for a whole day. Okay. bike to the top. Over and out.